This week in Warhammer! Well, the Sunday previews. It's a fun thing to talk about. They do it every week. I watch it every week. I might as well share my thoughts on it because I like talking about Warhammer and, you know, everyone in the house has gotten sick of listening to me talk about Warhammer, so now you have to listen to me talk about Warhammer. This week is the Space Marines week. Let's not beat around the bush. The new Codex Space Marines is on its way, and you'll be able to place your pre-order in just 6 days' time. Sorry, I'm imagining the voice of the guy who actually reads these things out in the video. So it's going to be a busy week here at Warhammer Community, so here's what's coming up between now and then. The video. Note, the Space Marine release week will be on a 2-week pre-order period. This means that they will release on the 14th of October. That's uncommon. That doesn't happen very often. Someone said something about this front cover, and now I can't unsee it. This Space Marine has an unnaturally long neck. This is his shoulders. This is his chin. Like, that is a sizable neck, and it's annoying me because I'd never noticed it before, and now it's all I can see when I look at this picture. But yes, so we have the second Codex of 10th edition. The first one's actually really nice. Reading through that, I really like what they've done, and it does give me hope for the rest of the codices moving forward. Codices? Codexes? Codice. I don't know. Books. Yeah, it gives me a lot of hope for the rest of the books moving forwards, because it feels... So the old detachment rules felt very much you have to play this way with these units, and you only really get the advantage if you're playing this way with these units. Whereas with the Tyranid Codex, it looks very much like, okay, you get the advantage for playing with these units, but you don't have to just play these units. So, like, they've got their big Crusher Rampage thing, I've forgotten exactly what it's called. But, basically, the main rule focuses on, hey, look, all of these big things are really big and scary, but you can still use everything else. There's not a reason to not bring standard troops. So that I quite like, and it gives me a lot of hope specifically for the Dark Angels book, because that means that that the Deathwing and the Ravenwing hopefully will be a little bit more flexible. But yeah, it's this huge 216-page book. It's a big book. Like, I know that people complain about, like, slimming down the units in the Codex because these are all products that people have bought. But for crying out loud, can we please have less Space Marine units? Have you seen the thickness of the Space Marine thing? Like, hang on a second. One second. Right. I'll put this big up here for a second. This right here is a stack of all the different army lists. All the different army cards. So Adeptus Sororitas, we've got Knights, we've got Votan, Grey Knights, Dark Angels, Tyranid. If we just take the Dark Angels one out, actually no, we'll leave that in, doesn't matter. Right, so that's the size of the stack for all of the other armies. It's a decent number of armies. To be clear, each one of these contains cards. Each one of these cards is a unit, right? So that is every other army in our collection. This is Space Marines by its f***ing self. Do you see that? Do you see how many cards? There is a stupid number of units in this. A stupid number of units. It's cool, but at the same time, please stop. I'm not gonna lie, I am very tempted by this book. That is a very nice cover. I don't want to get it, because then it will look out of place with all of the other codexes, because I have absolutely no intention of getting the collector's edition, or like the limited edition variant, for every single one of them. So that will probably just annoy me if I get that. Now, onto the actual units that they've put out there. Honestly, I am so glad that they previewed Tyranids first, because if this had come out first, it would have absolutely killed the momentum. Smash Captain! At least that's what they're trying to call it. They did a video of talking about the design philosophies, about like, hey, here's what we were thinking, this is what we wanted to do, this is what we like about it. It was only like a little 2-3 minute long video, so it wasn't particularly in depth. But they referred to him as Smash Captain, and my immediate thought was, it doesn't look like he can have a Thunder Hammer or a shield. I thought that's what a Smash Captain was. I thought it was Thunder Hammer and shield, specifically to be a Smash Captain. But apparently that now means Bolter and Chainsword. So I don't know why they're calling this Smash Captain, but that's whatever. I'm going to make the comment that everyone else has made. He's got a jump pack, which spits out stunning amounts of raw fire, and he has a cape. I don't care if it's the 41st millennium. And you can make capes out of all sorts of crazy things.
Knock it!
Like when you're when there's fire directly behind you. Why? Why would you do that? Can I just be honest about this guy and say I really, really, really don't like him? I don't know why. There is something about this Chaplain in Terminator armor that looks awful. It just looks awful to me. It's the helmet, and it's something about the pose. When you're looking at it face on, because there is one here, if you can just have a bit of a look, you can see it's got the full skull helmet. This whole, like, Reaver-esque helmet doesn't look very nice. But when you see this model from the front with the shield, there is just something incredibly undynamic about the pose, and he just looks like he'd waddle. Like, he doesn't look like an impressive spiritual leader reminding people of the glory of the Imperium. You know, he looks like, fucking that way, I guess. You know what I mean? It's just... Yeah, I don't know. There's just something about it. Company heroes. Again, the only thing I can really think is I'm really glad that the Tyranids came out first. Because, like, there's nothing horrible here. But it's just... okay. I feel like most people would use this box for parts to get the different bits that they want to fit into their armies. You know what I mean? Just like, oh, we need a Primaris banner guy. There's a Primaris banner guy. It's just like, oh, we need this guy with a special gun, or, you know, an extra captain and a lieutenant for some fucking reason. I don't know why you'd want those things, but you can. But yeah, I'm not excited about this. But, I mean, I guess I'm not down on it. I kind of like his chest plate, to be totally honest. I think that's quite... It's a nice touch with all, like, just the riveted stuff. I like the look of it. Not excited about this unit at all. Terminators, get a boxed release. Standard. We knew this was coming. This isn't some crazy special surprise. Multi-part plastic kit. The only way you really know that is chain fists, sorry. Chain fists and a heavy flamer. Cool. It work. Jump Pack Marines. We knew this was coming a long time because Space Marine 2 trailer. I do kind of hope that it also plays into a return of the Raven Guard just a little bit. I hear rumblings that there might be some story stuff involving the Raven Guard soon, which I'm quite interested in. Stern Guard Veterans. Again, single box. What is with this double flamer? That looks like... I thought I'd seen this wrong the first time I saw this, but, like, that's something. That actually looks genuinely chunky and impressive, so that's kind of cool. Now, this one... I'm not going to lie to you. I looked at this and I thought to myself, for crying out loud, not another one? Until I realized that they didn't actually release this lieutenant. Just like they didn't release the Brutalis Dreadnought. Just like they didn't release the Desolation Squad. I've been looking at this, it's like, these guys have been out for a year. What are you talking about? And then it suddenly occurred to me that the only place you could get these guys was in the Augusta Strike Force. But yeah, like... Honestly, I was looking at this and it just never occurred to me that these guys hadn't already come out. So, I mean, yay for individual boxed releases, I guess. Welcome to the most pointless thing on this list of things they're releasing. Let's be honest, this is going to be £90. Just go and buy the highest tier of the starter set. You'll get this stuff, plus the Tyranid one, plus a bunch of scenery, and then you can just sell the Tyranid stuff if you don't want it. and it will only cost you, like, what, 30 quid more? This was a mistake, I think. Something about this feels like, why would you sell this for £90 when essentially you're already selling this exact setup in another box with better options and more stuff for not that much more? Like, this doesn't feel like quality value to me, is all I'm saying. So this, again, dice, it's like £15 for some of them. They're fine, but not particularly interested in that. Chapter approved Leviathan mission deck. Maybe that's cool. I don't know. Is that not this? Is that not exactly the same as this thing that I'm getting here? I don't know. This pack of cards is essential for competing and playing matched play games in Warhammer 40k. First available in the Leviathan box set and now coming to shelves separately. But they've only just started coming separately? Horus Heresy! This I actually think is a very, very good change that they've made here. So you have your Space Wolves, Legion, Praetor. I actually really like the look of this guy. I prefer them in the darker grey. I think it looks nicer. And they got rid of those stupid wolf helmets. I'm sorry. That is the one thing I have never liked about the Space Wolves. Is the silly furry hats. Like, all of it, like, it would look fine to me if they were just normal helmets. They now have the standard beaky helmets. This is a much better look, in my opinion. I thought the wolf helmets were just silly. On to the reading section. Genefather. I don't need more Warhammer books. I really, really don't. I don't want more Warhammer books. I have too many that I need to get through as it is. Something is going to happen in this book. It's going to be a big deal. Everyone's going to be talking about it. It's going to be some huge revelation. It's going to be something about the Primarchs. It's going to be something leading into, hey, here's how this guy returned. I don't want it. But I feel like I need to buy this book and read it considerably faster than I've read the other books. It comes in special edition. I'm only guilty of saving humanity. If that's the charge, I accept full responsibility. Flesh Tearers, kind of cool. Wrath of the Lost. I like the dude in the front, but yeah, not super interested in that. Only in Death audiobook. Not familiar with it. Dan Abnett, though, so that's usually a good sign. German. Not a lot I can do with that. German, so, you know, we could buy this for Shona, and then she'd have a reason to not read the book. We have French Orcs, which I'd probably get banned if I made the kind of jokes I wanted to make here. I don't know what this is, but, like, E-Shorts? I don't know what that is. But Pariah Nexus is apparently actually really good. We have Lawmasters talking about the Death Marks, and Freehand Flames. So that's fun. But yeah, that's the end of the article. Fun fact, the article just ended. That was everything. So yeah, it's Space Marine week, just like all the other weeks. But I mean, to be fair, it's some kind of nice stuff. I'm definitely buying this book. I'm a little bit confused as to why it's 2 weeks forward, but fine. I'm ignoring literally all of this, and I'm probably going to get that book, because books. Space Marines!